As you kind of look back now, uh, what offensively do you feel like you need to work the most at? What was kind of your takeaway from your performance at Boise State?
Yeah, I mean, you could look at a bunch of stuff. There's some third downs that, you got to convert on. You got to keep the chains moving. You never know where the drive is going to go. If you just get that first down, it can end up in points. And there was, a swing pass that, I got tackled a yard short, and it's a game of inches. They say that, and those details really add up. So I think that's part of it is getting those third downs completed. And then also I'd say, definitely the exchange a little bit better, just, make the quarterback a little more comfortable. He could be working on reading coverages, reading the defense instead of worrying about where the ball's at. I think that's going to help him out, help him play more confident, help him play more fast. So I'd say that mainly.
How do you feel about the bye week here? What do you think about it landing after the Boise State game, giving an extra week here before the South Dakota State game?
Yeah, well, we call it an open week. Obviously, it's not really a bye week. I think it's gonna help our program out. We're gonna a little good on good offense versus defense. We're gonna be competing this week. Definitely not an off week. We're gonna be working. I think it gives us a little more time to install, really work on SDSU. They also have a bye week, so both teams are gonna be feeling juicy, ready to go, and it's gonna be a battle. I'm excited to get after it.
What's it been like for you, just the fact that you're preparing, back-to-back weeks now, just coming off your injury? What's it like to be back fully in the rhythm of things?
Yeah, it's great to be back into it. You love it. That post-game soreness is it's good and bad. Obviously you feel a little bit, but it's a good thing. It's good to be back in the game, playing with the people you love, playing against, really good opponents. We're playing good football, and we know that. And coming into conference play, we know the Valley is one of the best conferences in the FCS. So that's all you can really ask for is go out there, and we're going to get plenty of opportunities, so I'm excited.
Jumping off what Tom said, though, do you think that your bye week is coming at a good time for you guys, or do you, in a way, almost wish it was later in the season?
There's pros and cons. Later in the season could definitely help, but I think right now is fine. Our team's not really too banged up, but I think it's going to be good to kind of just hone in on things and really realize, really just look at the details. What do we got to focus on? What do we got to get better at? Because those little details are what's going to make you great, And so I think that's something that we really have time to look at and, get after the film, get after it, and really just lock in.
What does a player like you take away from playing an FBS opponent? Just because obviously the Nebraska game was a little bit different for you last year.
Yeah, it was awesome. That's something you dream about as a little kid. Growing up playing video games, playing on the blue turf. So that's something I'm gonna be able to tell my kids about one day. It was an awesome opportunity, electric atmosphere. So cool. All the support you get. You see green up there. So all those people traveling from North Dakota, and I had some family at the game, and it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And yeah, a loss is a loss, and it's got to sting. If it doesn't sting, then this game doesn't mean enough to you. Honestly, I think you learn more losing than winning. Sometimes you can get away with the win, and you're like, oh, we won, so you don't really have to look back at it. But, I'd be lying if I said I'm not losing sleep over certain plays and stuff like that, and, it's just part of the game.
X's and O's, though, are there some things that maybe players defensively from an FBS school teach you that you don't maybe see in the Missouri Valley?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I would say Boise State had some really good linebackers. I'm not saying we're not going to play really good linebackers, but Boise State had some linebackers that weren't afraid to fill a gap. Their gap sound defense played really well. They could kind of get away with playing us man, so that extra person in the box, which made it tougher to run the ball. But I think, the O-line did a hell of a job being physical, being tough, and running the ball.
How's it going, Luke? So with your game, too, you had 10 carries, 48 yards, and a touchdown, almost 5 yards a carry. A lot more productive than what we saw out of Northern Arizona with arguably a much harder defense going up against an FBS team and on the road. And so now having this bye week and going up against another really good run defensive team with South Dakota State, what kind of confidence can you feel inspired by having that good week against a tougher defense and going up against another tough defense on the road?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Confidence isn't something that you get. Confidence is something that you are, and we're a very confident program. I could look across the field, and I know that every single person I'm out there with, I trust, and that's a big thing. You got to be able to trust those guys. You got to be able to trust that they're going to do their job. And if you can't trust them, you can't trust yourself. So, a good part of just playing fast is being able to trust the people out there. And SDSU is a great organization, well coached, well played. We're going to have a great test at our hand. And, you can't ask, we got nothing to lose. They're the number one seed. And, I don't think anyone's going out there, oh, they're the number one seed. We're going out there like, all right, this is college football. Anyone could show up on any given day and beat anybody. So whoever shows up on September 30th, 2 p.m., whoever shows up and plays is going to win it.
And so you have a 2-0 record at home, 0-1 on the road, and have a lot of home games this year. I know we talked about that preseason, but with the road, you have that one loss and you're going up against another hard team. What's it mean to be able to try to transition that home success to get more wins on the road?
Definitely. You got to be able to win on the road. You got to be able to win on the road. It's always nice playing in the Lair Center. We got a great atmosphere there, great support. But you got to be able to go on the road and get it done. For 60 minutes, 4 quarters, and that's what it's going to take.
As far as the overall process goes, trying to get better each week as a football team, what have you guys learned, and how have you gotten better throughout these first 3 games of the season?
Yeah, I mean, week by week, you can always take little things from each game. And, like Coach Bubba said, we get on the film, or we get on the plane, we watch the film. The next day we watch the film. We watch it as a team, then we watch it as an offense, then we watch it as a position. So we got a chance to really look in and just what we need to fix. It could be the smallest thing for staying flat on a swing route, or, making sure you chip that guy, stuff like that, reading your blocks. It could be fundamentals, but, fundamentals, that's where it's all start. And sometimes, when the game gets heated, you're up, you're losing, you're down, wherever it is, sometimes you forget the fundamentals, and you got to remember, stick to the script. That's where it all starts.
Game kind of slipped away late, but there were a few, just weird plays that could have gone a different way. You guys had a few self-inflicted wounds as well, but if you guys are able to kind of clean up some of those turnovers, how close are you guys to being able to, really compete with an FBS opponent like that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think that final score really showed how close that game was. We were in that, and we know that, and we know we can compete with any of those teams. I'm proud of my boys. I wouldn't pick anyone else to go to war with. And obviously we're not happy with how it ended, but the greatest touch of courage is to bear defeat without losing heart. And I don't think anyone loses heart. We know what this program's capable of. We know what this team's capable of. We got a long season ahead of us, and, as of right now, we're 0-0 going to conference play, so, anything could happen.
Hopefully my question will get a good answer too. After missing significant time and then coming back and playing and contributing, when you have a touchdown like you had at Boise State, do you savor those moments more? Do you kind of take more time to smell the roses?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, when I scored, it had been so long since 2021. I honestly didn't even know what to do. It'd been so long, it was almost new to me, but yeah, definitely goosebumps, and it was good to celebrate with all those big guys. I mean, I love all those O-linemen, they love me, and there's the one who they put in all the work. They don't get the glory, but those are the ones fighting. Those 5 linemen, they're out there every single snap. They don't, it's not where they rotate like other positions. So it's fun to just celebrate those guys, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty exciting to score a touchdown on that blue turf. That's not something a lot of people get to say they did. So.